What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Strike like a lightning bolt. You feel the ground pounding, that might be the coast. Quick like a joke, like to hit when provoked. Don't you doubt that. That's a Jaguar to a house cat. That's an outcast to a whole squadron. If you talking Houston, then we've got a problem. You'll probably get the horns if you mess with the cattle. Sit back in your saddle and get ready for the fan battle.
Really quickly, just don't forget to plug Sam loves Jalen Ramsey. All right, everybody, have a great night.
I literally hate you. I'm about to rage quit this podcast.
It never gets old.
No, it does get old. You know when it got old?
It's always fresh.
No, you know when that got old?
Yeah, go ahead.
That got old like the first time he said it. That's when it got old.
So are you going to get upset and then like leave and then immediately touch the Jalen Ramsey poster next to your desk?
She gonna cry in the car.
Why do they keep doing this to us?
Oh no! Why do they keep doing this to me?
Why do they keep doing this?
God,
woe is us.
I love to hate you guys. Back home. Love to hate you guys. Anyways, hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the AFC South Fan Battle podcast. My name is Sam Warnett. Here I am tonight with our esteemed commentators and our special guest Meghan Hall. So before I get to Miss Meghan Hall, let me introduce the dummies on the show, the commentators. Minus Cody, he's cool.
Ooh, okay, all right.
For the Colts, we have Chris Jackson.
Today is a great day to not have Will Levis on your roster.
Ooh. That's true. That's true, right, Max?
Hey man, I'm good with it.
Introducing the
Titans. And crying in the corner for the Titans, we have Max Brady.
What's up, everybody?
We're doing pretty well. All right.
For the Texans, we have Matt Briggs.
What up? I just want to say thank you to all the servicemen out there that served. We couldn't do this without you. So happy Memorial Day.
Fallen servicemen.
Yes.
Fallen servicemen.
And for the, who did I forget? Oh, the best one. For the Jaguars, we have Cody.
Yeah, he's so great. You forgot about him.
He's the best one on here, but you forgot about the guy.
He's so good, I forgot he was here.
Gang.
That's not a thing.
Bang, Jag gang.
Yeah, keep it short and simple. Yeah, we don't have to say much. We're just going to win the Super Bowl this year. What's up?
Oh, wow. I love the confidence. People are never short on two things: stupidity and audacity. I love it.
I got both, baby.
Well, have you met a Jaguar? Yeah, have you met Jaguars fans?
Yeah,
they got lots of that.
Here.
Lots of that.
Hey, we didn't let Cody finish.
Sorry, my bad.
The end of that statement was going to be in Madden because ain't no way they're going to do that in the NFL.
The Super Bowl bow.
Well,
Wait till I find out how trash Anthony Richardson is.
Wow. Who hurt you? Do you need a hug?
Hey,
are you all right? Is everything okay at home?
Wait. You see that? You see that? The Georgia Bulldog in the background.
Yeah, but I'm a Gators fan, and I could also attest to that.
War Eagle, if that's where we're going, but you know.
Well, listen, before we jump into the banter, we have Meghan Hall on here tonight. She is a contributor writer for Colts Wire for USA Sports and the owner of hallaboutsports.com. So how are you doing, Meghan?
I am living the dream, as the kids say. But I appreciate you guys for having me on. And, you'll see that, the fan side in me comes out a whole lot if we're talking, Colts football, things like that. So, we'll be fine.
In the words of the great Bart Scott, can't wait.
Love it.
Well, thank you for coming on here tonight. You know, she kind of feel bad because Megan jumps into the pre-production and she happened to jump in right as me and Chris Jackson were having a little disagreement of sorts.
No. I agree that you love Jalen Ramsey. For some reason, you like to
That's
disagree in
not what we
public,
were
but you
talking about.
openly agree in private.
That's not what we were talking about. But
Oh no, I'm sorry.
we were talking about how I'm better at you in Colts trivia than
you're
you are.
better at me.
Better than you at Colts trivia.
First off, Sam, Jalen Ramsey got you hot and bothered, but we're not going to talk about the fact that your Peyton Manning trivia questions were answered like that, literally like that.
Chris,
but then when it came to Jaguars, you got it wrong.
Hold on.
Hey, Chris, you know you had to heard it right because English is not their strong suit. Even Cody agreed that Jaguars fans do not know grammar. So you know, yeah, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I does know the grammar.
all I gotta say is thank God for autocorrect, dude.
Yeah. Sam's like, I know pictures. He's just like, those words, those letters are crazy and stuff. What are you talking about here?
The CEO of Grammarly is like, the reason why we developed this app was Jaguar fans.
Well,
doesn't that make it worse that she beat you at trivia then?
Yeah, it does.
She actually did. She actually got a faster time than me when it came to the Colts questions.
You lost to somebody that
but then she got a Jaguars question wrong.
Thank you. Turn that one around on him. Oh, we got Danica. Hello, Miss Nika. Good evening. So let's jump into NFL news, guys. There's a couple things to unpack here. Matt, you want to take it away with your favorite player being cut?
Yeah. Look, I mean, him and his baby mama can come back home since he got cut from the Cardinals. I'm okay with it. Come on back, buddy. We miss you,
Sir.
So even though Jack Easterby's gone, Bill O'Brien's gone, you don't have to punch nobody in the face. Come on, I'll take him back in a heartbeat. Even though he's not coming here, I'll still take him. At least I'm not delusional like Titan fans and think he's coming for either Malik Willis, Mayo Boy, or 90-year-old Ryan Tannehill throwing to him.
Yeah, officially the oldest QB in the division.
I think he's coming to the Jags, and the only reason I think that whatever is because it'll be funny, and y'all would be mad about that.
I mean, I do have a question though. How are you going to pay him? Because you paid Christian Kirk like he was a number one when he was a wide receiver 3. So I'm just curious how you're going to pay.
Dang, I like you, girl.
Yeah,
I like you.
I mean, he had number one wide receiver stats.
I mean, I don't know about that, but
wait, when he got signed?
What's up?
When he got signed, he had number one QB stats?
Oh no, I'm saying now he does.
Oh, because I was like, when he got signed, he was definitely the third best wide receiver on the Cardinals, and you were like, you know what, Christian, would you like to come to Duval?
Well, I mean, when you got like when you got Kyler Murray throwing. So it's hard. I mean, he can barely see any of the receivers. So
no, I don't feel threatened, Corinne. Not at all. That's just just KFC style chat.
There were some. Actually, E Dilla specifically tweeted, if somebody sees a picture of D Hop out in Ponte Vedra, can you snap a picture or whatever? And I was like, is this real life? Like, if this is real life, I need to know because people can't be playing with my emotions like this.
He is in Houston right now, but
he is in Houston, yeah.
But he has a house down there too. So all the Texans like, oh, he's coming home. Like, woo,
but also maybe he might be like, who do you guys have?
I mean,
you have Tank Dell, right?
Tank Dell.
He also said he wanted to come to a contender. That's not us.
I was gonna say. That's
not us.
Yeah, Tank Dell and what's the other guy? Xavier Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Nico Collins still, I think.
John Mechie, which I think is gonna have a break.
I was gonna say Mechie's gonna come back. So you got a couple of guys, but
youngins. We don't have that. If he came here, that'd be great because he'd be the veteran role that we need. Other than Bobby Trees, we can cut his old ass out up here quick.
I was honestly shocked that you signed him because I'm like, there's no way that you looked at that Titans offense and was like, hey, that's the guy we need.
That's the guy we want.
I get you. We're on the same, like, ESPN going on right now. I got you.
Well, we'll see. I mean, like, I don't see why you guys wouldn't get him at this point. You'd be bringing him back home. He's where he actually physically lives. Like,
Yeah.
He's with a administration that wouldn't mind all his baby mamas now,
But then I mean the McNairs are still there. Like
Yeah,
the
but I
McNair,
mean,
His problem
it's
wasn't
not
with
like
the McNairs. It was with the old
Easterby.
holy man Jack Easterby. That was
Yeah.
his problem.
well, yeah, well he was
and,
trash.
and Bill O'Brien. So
Well, he was
yeah.
trash too. So
Yeah. Look, you ain't
But
getting no
even-
arguments
but-
from me. Like,
But
yeah,
even I said it's just like Jacksonville probably would be a decent landing spot. I think Megan, we use that. It's just like, where does he fit into Jacksonville's offense? Just like, well, he's number one automatically. So I mean, they're pretty much just going to be fighting for wide receiver 2 and slot wide receiver at that point. Because I mean, there's no way that you would get him and not think that like this would be your guy.
Well, yeah, he's going to be wide receiver 1, but the problem is you paid Kirk like he was a 1. You made him your 1. So now you're asking Kirk to take a wide receiver 2 role, and then you've got Ridley as well. So that now I'm like,
did they not extend him when they made the
It's
trade?
crazy. Our problem is too many weapons.
I mean,
Well,
that's the thing, though. You've got those 3, plus you have Ingram, right? Then you've got ETN, you got Tank Bigsby, which you just picked up. Like, there's plenty of folks to be vying for touches there. So,
Oh, sorry.
oh, that sounds like a big.
Oh,
deal.
who's angry?
But
Yeah, I don't know. Well, please tell Teen Wolf to calm down over there.
I got.
He said,
big
"What'd
ass
you say about
dogs."
the Jaguars?" All right. Well, something we'll move on from this. I hope, peace be with you, Matt. I hope you guys bring D-Hop home.
I don't.
So
I'm not happening, but
Me
yeah,
either.
sure.
you never know. Get you your Skittles back. That was a terrible trade. Maybe you get it back.
You'll never
think,
get it back.
I think he makes a visit to Cleveland and Deshaun shows him all the hip massage parlors, and he no.
No, we didn't. We went there.
He
We went there. We went there. Yeah.
Signed deal. He's like, look,
Okay.
man, come on.
All right. Well, listen, something I found out in pre-production tonight that I don't know where I was at today. I guess prepping my house for Memorial Day tomorrow and taking kids to birthday parties. But Jimmy G's contract might be null and void. And Megan seems to have a lot of information on that. So I'd love to see you kind of give everybody
Not only
kind of
does she have a
rundown.
lot, not only does she have a lot of information, but she has Raiders fans like straight up.
attacking her.
Yeah.
In a tizzy of sorts.
Yeah. So I'll give you the context. Is I basically tweeted out earlier today that the Raiders basically they released Derek Carr, they signed a potentially hobbled Jimmy Garoppolo, and I'll tell you what that's about in a second. Only for them to really be left with, let's say, Aiden O'Connell because Brian Hoarder's not a viable starter. That's a really brutal sequence for the Raiders if that were to come true. So the story in the background is, if you remember, like this was a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, plus now, 2 months ago or whatever it was. But anyways, Jimmy G was supposed to be signed. Hey, we've signed him. We're all so excited, press conference, and then it gets delayed. Well, the reason it got delayed was because they found out that there was an issue with his foot. He ends up having to have surgery on it. He didn't pass his physical, of course, because of said foot. Now he's got to pass a second physical. If he doesn't pass that physical, then it could bring his contract into question. What is the rumor right now is that the Raiders have moved his signing bonus into 2023 so that if he doesn't pass his physical, they will be off the books. And, there's essentially the contract becomes voided. But this is a nightmare scenario for the Raiders. I'm just want to make that very, very clear.
Yes.
Like to have this sort of instability at the quarterback position is not great, especially for your guy that you're potentially investing millions of dollars in. I think what's up, V?
No VT.
But a guy that you're potentially investing millions of dollars in only for him to maybe not play for you. And let's be honest, like the Raiders have not been, the epitome of stability here in the last several years. So they need these sorts of things. So this is not a good look for them.
Yeah, that's a scary thing. What was it? What is that injury called? Where it's like up on the inside, like what of the foot, like where all the tendons meet. It's like one of the ones. Yes. Is that what it is that's causing it? Because a foot injury,
I think that's what I think you're correct, Sam. I think it is the sprain.
Yeah, because that's the one that kind of like
That's
sets
what
everybody.
ended Jake Locker's career.
I think wasn't
I mean,
that
you have to
I mean,
have a career
that
to
is being
start.
terrible.
Well,
You
yeah,
have to
okay.
say,
All
You have to
right.
have
That
a
was
career
his
to
final
start it.
injury. Okay.
that was the final straw.
Yeah.
Other than the terrible statistics.
Well, I mean, well, don't get me started on Jake Locker, okay?
Who?
I won't.
That's a sore subject.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
And also, we totally forgot too. Samantha's favorite quarterback, Tom Brady, also bought a piece of the Raiders. So that's
Wait, he
really-
did. I didn't even hear about that.
I thought
Yeah,
Gardner
where have I
Minshew was
been?
her favorite.
Oh,
She claims it's Gardner, but it's Tom Brady at heart.
No,
It
it's
is
Peyton
Gar-
Manning. It's Peyton Manning.
It is Gardner Minshew.
I
yeah,
thought it was
Tom.
Gardner
Tom
Minshew.
is now what, an investor.
Yeah,
in the
he's like
team, so-
one 100th owner of the Raiders. I mean,
Right.
But it's weird. Like that's how he started his career. Was the whole tuck rule against the Raiders? Now he.
I mean, why not? Why not go back to where it propelled you? Like,
more 360. Like
Now he literally owns the Raiders.
Full circle. Full circle.
Well, I mean, the way that this quarterback situation is shaping up, they might bring him out of retirement
Put
to
me in,
play for
guys.
a year.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be epic? He's
but
like,
is that even allowed? If you own a portion of the team, if you literally own a portion of the team, can you play on that same team? Like,
Have you seen Mark Davis?
Well, that's why Jordan.
I'm pretty
had
sure he knows a way around that.
That's why.
so
Jordan,
hold on, wait,
Jordan had-
time out.
Oh, that was
So
a good comment.
Yeah, Matt, let me get the comments. So this guy,
was a Raider.
let me get. This guy just said that Tannehill is a Raider. Is that like a probability? I'm wondering if this is like something.
they
are
need to
trying
do
move him,
something.
so-
I'll say this: the moment I saw Jimmy Garoppolo failed his physical, I got a little bit excited because I thought to myself, "Ooh, man, maybe, just maybe, we could trade Tannehill off and get something for him."
Wait,
Well, Todd Downing was trying to get Tannehill just in case the Rodgers deal didn't work out. So I mean that's a possibility. I mean
VT
I'd be down with that 110%. Please take your long
VT
neck
says-
ass.
Mills is going to Vegas, and Matt is agreeing.
Okay, so I don't think that that's happening, but I would say that as far as the options that are for free agent quarterbacks right now, it's not great. Like Carson Wentz is probably your best option, and that's just not spectacular.
Y'all
so
know
yeah,
that way
I
too
would
well.
I would call up the Titans and say, what do you want for Ryan Tannehill?
Exactly.
I mean, honestly,
And
not
not that
Ryan
much.
Tannehill besides a half-eaten honey bun.
It's a mayonnaise, dude. They gotta
Look,
feed that
man,
quarterback.
look, hey,
He'll bring
hey.
the mayonnaise with him. He's going to be in the conference room, just be like, "Hey guys, I brought something with me, making it
Yeah,
rain
yeah.
mayonnaise packets."
Y'all
Oh my
say what you want to about Ryan Tannehill, but in 2019, you can't deny that he had an
Oh my
amazing
God.
season.
Yes,
This is
yes.
like-
Actually, hold on, wait, no. You are
Why
correct,
is he
Max.
laughing
In
so hard?
2019, because that's funny, because in 2019, he was shouted out by CBS Sports for being the best quarterback for handoffs. And that is a true stat. Out of all the
His handoff
quarterbacks,
efficiency.
out of all the quarterbacks in the NFL, he was the best one for handoffs. And that
When
is
it
a
comes
true
to
stat.
handoffs, he is
He
him.
also was number 1 in the QBR rating for that year.
Because of his handoffs.
But
to
the-
Derrick
Hey,
Henry.
Hey, look,
But do-
man, you can't fault the guy for who he plays around. I mean, that's the whole point behind Ryan
No,
Tannehill.
but
If you want him to be
Max-
good, you have to have people around him. That's why he's
No.
been terrible the last 2 years, is because our historically bad injuries. Everybody
Max,
can say what they want, but that's the real reason.
Well,
and the
Max.
fact that we traded away AJ
I'm
Brown,
about
the
to say,
number one
and-
I
target.
mean, I was about to
I was
say.
going to
it's like-
say. Yeah.
So, I
Please
mean,
don't leave that out.
for
There
those
is-
two
there's
things
two-
right
no,
there,
there's two-
that's why Ryan Tannehill has been bad the last 2
Well,
seasons.
and
No,
also
there's
he's
two
34.
major things here. Number one, when you had AJ Brown, he wasn't being used.
Correct.
That's number one. And then
Correct.
number two, not only did you not use him, but then you gave him away.
Yes.
So
You gave him away for a Krispy Kreme addict.
Almost
Yes.
worse than D-Hop trade.
So that
Unfortunately-
sounds like a Ryan Tannehill problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a part of the Titans front office, because if I was, that shit would have never, or excuse me, that stuff would have never happened.
We don't care. Did you just say sorry for saying shit?
Well,
It's
I
okay.
don't want to offend anybody.
Well, I
Oh.
mean-
I'm trying to be nice.
I'm so offended.
Yes, in the AFC South battle fan. I don't want to offend anybody. Anyway, my point is that Tannehill can be good if he has the right pieces around him and the good coaching staff that he needs. Now, if he ain't got that, he's trash. He's proven that. And I think even beyond, even if he has the right pieces, like in 2019, when he gets in those high pressure situations, such as the AFC Championship game, I think he's going to pull an early Peyton Manning and choke.
But I mean, do you think that? So the thing is, when you mention things like, "Oh yeah, he had like the #1 QBR," do you think that had anything to do with the fact that they're stacking 8 people in the box and they have 3 people playing coverage in situations where you have Derrick Henry in the backfield and you have like 3 to 4 wide receivers out there? Because I mean, this is a conversation. This is a debate that I have with RJ all the time. And logical RJ actually, he had to come out and say, yes, that is the truth. Because we know for a fact the only reason why those stats look as good as they did is because Derrick Henry was out there making him look great.
Megan, I know you have met RJ and you've had him on your show and stuff. So the RJ that you have on your show is much different than the RJ that's behind a keyboard. He is so much more logical when he has to say it publicly where he knows other people might see it. But online, he's like, Tannehill's the GOAT, best quarterback in the AFC South.
Another big important part about the difference between 2019 and 2020 was Arthur Smith.
Yeah, now you got Tim Kelly.
That's true. Okay.
Tim Kelly is god awful. I'm not trying to be a homer here or anything. I'm just saying everybody, I mean, if y'all don't agree with me, that's fine. I don't care. But I know every Titans fan out there agrees that Todd Downing Jr. is the least. No, he's the worst play caller in the NFL, period.
I wonder what it sounds like when you are trying to be a homer.
He's terrible, man.
Titans do good things.
He got a job. Not only did he get a job, but he got a job on the same team as our offensive line coach.
I know what you're doing.
And I don't know if y'all saw our offensive line last year, but it was terrible.
You're trying to sell Tannehill or whatever. And that's what you're doing.
I'm not trying to sell Tannehill. To be honest, I want Tannehill.
He's the greatest quarterback.
So
when nobody's covering wide receivers, he's Tom Brady.
No, I'd love nothing more than to unload Tannehill's contract. It's just my opinion.
Y'all lucky to get us.
All right, hey,
dude.
But at the same time, if you don't think we're better than we were last year, then you're just wrong.
All right.
To NFL news.
Yes, let's go back. Sorry, Maximus, we didn't mean to get you this upset so early.
No, you're fine.
No. I regret nothing. I regret nothing.
My stance is
you're gonna cry in the car.
I mean everything I said. All right. Last thing. The NFL, there are some new rules.
Yes.
Which we've been hearing about for years. So the whole premise behind the whole now when there's a fair catch, does somebody have I don't want to say the wrong thing. I know it's the 25-yard line. So if somebody wants to explain that, go ahead.
Yeah, so if you fair catch it, the ball goes to the 25 instead
it
of.
Doesn't matter where you're at on the field.
Yeah.
Which is going to be, I think we're going to see a lot more action. I'm wondering if they're doing something like baseball.
They're not even going to see more action like they're taking.
No, they're going to see a lot less action.
No, but you're going to see more. You're going to see more action towards the touchdowns because if everything always stays like away from the red zone, it's when it's in the red zone and we're seeing less and less red zone action. I wonder if we're going to see a lot more red zone action because we're going to be closer to it. And if you, I know that the premise behind it is,
we'll get back.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I know the premise behind it is to stop like traumatic brain injuries and stuff like that, or the concussions.
Yeah.
Because of the tackling, you're just got people running like full speed. Somebody's like sitting there trying to catch the ball, oh, well, wait, here we go. We were, I got her. There you go. Hi.
There he is. Sorry about that, guys.
It's okay. But I know a lot of it was like, you have the guys running full speed down the field and somebody's just standing there and then they just get creamed and they're trying to stop that from happening.
Well, that's because they don't call the fair catch. That's why they get creamed. So
Yeah,
if
but I
they
think
don't
they're
call
wanting
the
more
fair-
people to call fair catches. Is what they're
That's
doing.
exactly what they're trying to do, Sam.
Yeah.
You've
But
got
also,
it nailed.
I think it too. Where and Megan, correct me if I'm wrong. If they call a fair catch and they don't even catch the ball, like a lot of teams when they don't catch the ball and it bounces on the 1 yard line, it goes back to the 25-yard line. So special team is completely being erased. So there's no strategy to it no more.
I just
on
feel like they're
kickoffs,
gonna
isn't it
see.
different?
Oh, go ahead,
sorry.
Chris.
Go ahead, Megan.
I just feel like you're gonna see a lot of people actually like not fair catch it. Like I know that they're intending to have more people do that, but I think you're gonna see a lot of people not do that now. If you know it's automatically going to the 25,
Right.
you're gonna at least try to run it out. Like you're like, no, absolutely not. Like I'm gonna try to give myself the best possible thing. The issue with that is in my opinion, and I'm just seeing it, I'm just analyzing as I hear it, but it sounds like it's probably going to have the opposite effect of what you're intending it to do, which is to eliminate these injuries on kickoffs and things like that. Like you're going to see a lot of people just, let me just run it out because I can't take the chance it's going to go straight to the 25, especially if you have these guys like I'm just thinking of someone like, I don't know, like a Cordell Patterson for the Falcons, like someone who has the ability to run it all the way to the house. Like, they're going to take their talents. They're not going to like fair catch it. Absolutely not.
Yeah. And I mean, let's talk about it being what it is. This is nothing more than a Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson rule, where all you're trying to do is just make sure that you give these top tier quarterbacks who everybody's looking to see the ball for much quicker. Because I mean, I can think of offhand a few different plays last season from people in the division. I think somebody mentioned Agnew in the comments. Dallas Flowers was another guy who in the second half of the Steelers game, he goes and he takes the ball, I think, 78 yards. And I mean, so the thing is, just because if you don't fair catch it, it's fair game. So I mean, if you're somebody who's a returner, I can see people who return just being like, no, forget this. Like, it's just like I can actually just get more yards a clip than just going 25. But I mean, it's really just a dumb rule, because if your special teams is generally just very bad, which is always bad special team units, then I mean, you're basically going to be giving them extra yards anyway. And with kickoffs, with kickoffs, you can't let the ball go, because the kicking team on kickoffs, if the kicking team recovers, they get the ball back.
Right.
So now it's just like they can kick it to the 3 yard line, and the fact that you're going to be able to get 22 yards, it's stupid. Like, it's dumb. But I mean, this is a quarterback rule, so it is what it is.
But it's on trial, correct? Like, this isn't set.
1 year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Max. Go ahead, Max.
I'm sorry. I'll be very fast. The basic thing is that if they really wanted to stop injuries, they would do what the XFL does and not allow the people to run until the ball is caught. That would take the velocity down of the hit. That would take the speed down of the runner that is coming at him. That takes a lot of the power away from the run. So if they really wanted to change the injury aspect of it, that's what they would do, not this fair catch thing.
Or I wonder if you did a starting to run. Yeah.
Yeah, when they catch the ball, because
maybe not even when you catch it, but like,
well, that gives the returner an opportunity.
I think maybe if they have them like count like 3 Mississippis,
I'm just saying, if you look at the two leagues, the XFL and the NFL, one of them is trying to eliminate the return game. One of them is trying to promote the run game. And to me, the run game is one of the most exciting things. If we didn't have the return game, we wouldn't have players like Devin Hester or maybe even Pac-Man Jones as being in the league, period. And I think those are really exciting players. Cordell Patterson again, maybe. Thank you, VT. I love you, buddy. I'm just saying that's one of the most exciting parts of the game, and then I'll stop. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I think that's pretty much it. We'll see how this unfolds. We have just this year. I don't feel like this is going to stick. I think it can go either way. I think we're going to see chaos or nothing, and it's not going to get very far. So, but we did extend Roger Goodell till 2022. God, where are words tonight?
2027.
I thought it was 8.
They said
No, it's 2027.
Yeah,
It's 2027.
I was trying to say like 2028. Yes, 2027. I swear it was God bless it. You know what I meant. Anyways.
Yeah, sure. There you go.
Got Peyton Manning on the brain.
You know what, Chris? I'm about to fly to Kansas City and take you shopping to get you a Chiefs jersey because we know that's why you moved there. Anyways, moving on. Let's get into
the pictures I took in Pat Mahomes' locker. It's very disrespectful.
Oh, go do tell.
However, I probably would not because Chris Jones' locker is directly next to him, and he's a massive human being.
Did you pull a Jackson Mahomes there? Because
no, I didn't. My wife loves me, and everything is consensual. So yes. Ain't no shame in my game play, okay?
Oh, I can't wait till we start reporting on that one because nothing has really happened yet, but that's going to get real interesting. Yeah. All right. Let's get into OTAs. We're gonna run this quick. You don't have to give us full on meltdowns. We know we know your team suck, right, Matt? So you're first.
All right. Yeah. All the rookies showed up. The main guys like Lermy Tunzel and Perriman, they didn't show up. Why do they? I mean, they get paid big money. Why take the risk of getting injured? But
you should still show up though, even if you don't.
It's optional. I mean,
I know, but it's you're meeting your new teammates. I think there's something to be said about people that just go and just be like, "Hey guys."
Is it safe to say that Larry Tunsil was probably home with the gas mask full of devil's lettuce?
Well, hey, and so be it. The man just got paid. He can put all the devil lettuce he can in there. So more power to him. $25 million worth of it is.
I mean, it's a lot of one time.
Hey, at least it's not like it down there in Jacksonville. At least he's not smoking meth. I'm okay with
that. That is Indiana. Matt.
That is not Indiana.
I'm sorry. Bath salt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's bath salt, dude. Yeah, get it straight.
Right.
Get it right. Get it tight.
Yeah, you know Jacksonville's motto: going places and eating faces.
Right.
Gang.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have never heard that in my entire 34 years of life. What is happening?
We're getting that made to a certain.
Sam, where'd you go? Sam, where'd you go?
Yeah, you just unraveled Sam. Sam had to turn off her camera, everything. She was like, I cannot deal.
This is why Sam doesn't.
Me and Sam can't even say anything now because it's so
Sam
true.
is completely speechless. I'm only talking because I don't know any other response currently right now.
You know that's gonna get made to a T-shirt now. Going places and eating faces. Welcome to Jacksonville, baby.
Going places and eating faces. That's what we're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
It's not. It's always the Jaguars now.
Y'all watching zombie apocalypse movies? We're out here living it.
We got that some in Tennessee too.
That took the breath away from me. That was hilarious. All right, what were we talking? Shit. What were we talking about?
OTAs. Texas.
You were talking about
OTAs.
Texas OTAs.
Completely discombobbled right now.
That was so funny. I lost it.
Yeah. Other than the Jaguars eating faces, the Texans are good. This CJ Stroud hooking up with his young. I said that wrong.
Throwing with a young what?
Yeah. Throwing
hooking up with a young what?
Throwing to his young receivers.
Okay.
I was like, well, let me.
I'd be like, I don't know what they're doing down there.
Let me pull back. I'm not trying to. We don't need another Deshaun Watson case over here. Let me pull that back. So,
what are you doing?
Woo, man, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Damn, good job, Chris.
You're welcome.
I haven't laughed that hard since I saw your face when I logged onto the podcast tonight. Whew. All right. Anyways, moving on. Titans.
All right.
Go ahead, Max. Let's hear you. Let's hear you whine. What is it, Ryan?
All right. Well, no whining. No whining. I'm actually excited. I was whining after the draft. I'm excited after OTAs. Sharp. Tajay Sharp.
Top off. I'm getting hot.
Oh,
I'm laughing too
okay.
hard.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Hey.
Sam, this is a family podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna
what are
say.
we doing here?
Anyway,
this is
Tajay
not
Sharp
Bad After Dark. All right.
looks exactly that.
Those
Sharp.
bath salts are kicking in.
He's quick. He looks good, man. I'm actually really excited about Tajay Sharp. Thank you, Corinne.
There's so much happening in the comments right now.
All right. So, also, basically, in the Titans world, the biggest news is the people that didn't show up for OTAs. Everybody's freaking out that Kevin Byard and Kristen Fulton didn't show up. Don't care. All right, Kevin Byard is a consummate pro, man. You call me at training camp, tell me mandatory training camp, tell me he didn't show up, then I'll start getting concerned. But until then, I'm not concerned. Okay,
You should be concerned.
Secondly, but I'm not though. I'm not though. He's a pro, man. Yes, he was at every other OTA and blah 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 blah. But I really don't think that it's just. I just don't think it's that big of a story.
Are you trying to convince us or yourself?
I'm just telling you
he's like in the mirror, like, Max, this is not a big deal.
Are you going to pay him? Is the question.
All right, yeah, I might do a Stuart Smalley and get in front of the mirror every now and then, be like, all right, you're smart enough, you're good enough, and gosh darn it, people like
use is smart, use is beautiful.
Exactly. All right, the other one that everybody's talking about is Kristen Fulton, man. Everybody's making a big deal that Kristen Fulton isn't at camp. Okay, I'd like to point out the fact that the reason people are saying that he's not at camp is the fact that Mike Vrabel called him out on getting soft tissue injuries multiple years in a row, and that might have upset him, and that David Long we didn't try to retain, and this is his contract year. So what is he doing? He's working with an NBA coach. Something that is complete. Yes.
What?
He's working with an NBA trainer. I'm not joking. He's working with a trainer that does NBA people. I'm not joking.
Why?
I don't know. Okay, but look, as far as I know, whatever he's been doing ain't been working according to him. So this is his attempt to try to do what Vrabel wants him to do.
You ever been watching a movie and then like you're just like, man, like this is crazy, and then it gives you like the illest plot twist ever? That's exactly what that was, because I thought you were going somewhere completely different with that.
Chris, thank you. Is it a plot twist though? I mean, look like Isaiah Wilson. He tried to have a rap career. Now he's trying to have a basketball career just in case football don't pan out. Like,
look, all I'm saying is that everybody is worried.
Did he give a reason? Like, what was the reason?
Did he give a reason did Fulton give a reason as to why he's not here?
No, like why he's working with the NBA coach. Like, is he trying to?
No. As far as I know, I haven't seen anything that gives any reason as to why he's working with this different coach.
Hold on. Let Cody's got Cody.
We're not worried. Everything's fine. He's just not he's just not showing up to training. He's just working out with a basketball coach.
Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Cody. Yes, nothing to see here, everybody. Move along.
The meme with the dog and everything's on fire, and the dog is like, "This is fine."
Right. The dog is like, "This is fine."
That's Max right now. Here. Max is like, "This is fine. This is fine."
Man, if you want my opinion, I say we restructure Amani Hooker, Kevin Byard, and Harold Landry, and sign DeAndre Hopkins.
Restructure.
Let's go, baby.
I mean, that would be perfect.
What was it? Wait, hold on. What was it? I think it was Michael Scott on The Office. He's just like, okay, nobody panic. It's happening. All right. Nobody panic. Oh my God.
Yeah. Have you ever seen The Office where he's like, no. I know you've seen that GIF, man. I do that so often. Yes. I'm not even joking. As a Titans fan, I'm really upset. But to be honest, I mean, come on now. We got Mike Vrabel. We got a good defense. Anybody who's sleeping on the Titans is silly.
Good defense.
We have a good defense. We had a good defense last year, and we didn't do anything to change that defense. As a matter of fact, we added to that defense because last year we didn't have – who's that? Oh, yeah, Harold Landry, our star rusher. So
right. He was out all last year, right?
Yeah, he was with an ALC injury.
And you see what happens to the people who take a year off. It takes a minute for them to start cooking. Y'all caught half of your defensive starters last year, including one of your lead tacklers in Zach Cunningham. And
come on, dude.
your
Now y'all
corner-
cut Zach Cunningham in the middle of the reason or in the middle of the season.
Yeah, because he
So
was a Bill O'Brien guy, and
All right,
Zach
all
used to
right.
be hating
he
him.
was
All
a
right,
non-training guy, and we're not gonna
All right.
we're not gonna
All
deal
right,
with that on the
all right.
Titans.
All right. Listen,
Sorry.
it's OTAs. It's OTAs. We got all of the off season to cry about it, right, Max? We'll be good.
That's right. We got a
All I
lot
gotta
of
say-
season ahead
All I
of
gotta
us.
say is, you say like, whatever about saying no a lot, but welcome to be honest, like if I look back on the Titans and the whole AFC South, since we've all been together in this little dysfunctional family, the Titans have pretty much gotten off the hook, right? They've always been like either just okay or like doing very well.
No,
So
not really.
this is the first year that you guys are knowing, like, and as well as the Colts, the Texans and Jaguars.
We've been here.
I don't know if y'all
you gotta
forget
get used.
the last few years of Jeff Fisher's career and after that, but we had a lot of 4-12 and 5-13 seasons there. I remember them because I lived through them, and they were terrible. Zach Mettenberger, Jake Locker. I mean, we can go on here for a long time.
I'll trade your
Ryan
Jim Fisher years for
Tannehill.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah,
I'm
seriously.
just saying that there has been a lot of dark days in the Titans' past. And now that we're winning on a regular basis, that we have one down season basically because of injury and the fact that we traded away our number one.
Okay, I was gonna
receiver.
say.
Okay, good. I was about to say,
Oh my God, he just
one of
had a
those-
moment. He literally just had the moment. It's like acceptance is the
Okay.
first
No,
step.
I'm not
Everybody,
jaded.
everyone.
I know that our GM completely screwed us for the next 4 years. We could have
Well,
signed
listen,
him, and I
Max,
mean,
accepting is the first step.
thank
So
you.
From here, my advice to you is that as a Jaguars fan who spent many years being sad and then now just laughing, just reflect in that and
And I got 11
and
more
know that
steps to go.
yeah, you got 11 more steps because you guys are
Yeah.
probably gonna suck for a while.
Yeah.
Play
And
the violin. Play the violin.
I'm trying to get with that, but I just can't get with it yet.
Yeah, so as your AFC South therapist, that's called Homer syndrome.
I was about to say this went from a sports podcast to a max therapy session.
All right, no, for
I
real.
appreciate it,
For
guys.
real. We gotta
Sorry.
we gotta
I'll
move
shoot.
on. We gotta move on. Jaguars, Cody, we spent too long on the Titans. Give us a very quick Jaguars update. I mean, the Jaguars were number one and they're gonna do it again. So
Going places, eating spaces. Let's go, Cody.
There you go.
not
much to
again.
say.
Not again.
Not much to say. The only people that didn't show up to OTAs was Cam Robinson, Josh Allen, and Evan.
Oh yeah,
Ingram.
why was Cam Robinson not there?
I mean, did they ever find out what the substance was that he was taking?
I think performance enhancing. Who
I mean, they-
knows? I who knows?
So it was cococaine. Anyways.
Yeah, probably.
No, it was bath salt. Like he was getting
yeah.
ready. Jacksonville ready.
Other than that, man, Calvin Ridley looked amazing. Like he hasn't lost a step, whatever.
So you're
just
trying to
like
say that all of our stars show up to OTAs?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what happens with winning. That's what winning teams do.
He just said Josh Allen didn't show up.
It's a contract year, so it makes sense. I'm not worried about it. He's not at some NBA training camp, so everything
Man, that was
is
low, bro.
yeah, everything is good on that end. This is Trevor Lawrence's second year in the system. I saw Trayvon Walker in a 3-point stance, so I'm excited for what's to come from that.
Oh, he's actually running? All right.
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't because he was tired?
It could have been. I don't know. He didn't have the pads on and stuff like that and whatever. And he didn't look tired yet. So yeah, man, I'm excited about that. Maybe he'll get some production, in his second year, which I was, assuming that was going to happen anyway. Because you can't get much, worse unless he, just like leaves the team or something. But that's not going to happen anyway. So yeah, man, I'm excited. Like the moves that we made in the draft, gaining more offensive weapons, it really fit Doug Peterson's scheme. So, but I didn't feel like, because the last year was, it was the first year you didn't really expect to go to the playoffs, but we did, and then you didn't really expect to win a playoff game, but we did. So, making all the moves in the draft or whatever, then coming to OTAs or whatever, we're not off-season champs anymore, like we normally would be. So it's new territory for me that. Everything's like working out well, and there's nothing to talk about really.
Nobody's getting kicked.
Yeah,
coaches ain't kicking nobody. He's not.
Super strange.
Yeah, weird.
No finger popping. Like
there was one news thing that you forgot about the Jaguars.
Oh, okay.
As the non-biased host, I don't know, but
it was never the Jags.
We cut somebody and signed someone else.
Oh yeah, Riley Patterson. Yeah, and then
that's kind of surprising because he didn't have that bad of a year last year, did he?
I mean,
he was clutch.
30 of 35 on his field goals.
Yeah, he was clutch
that much, and he kicked the field goal that won that Chargers game. So I was shocked that they were like, okay, thanks for playing. Carry on.
But I think it was like who did we receive?
I mean, you got McManus.
Yeah.
McManus, I mean, but I don't know if yes, McManus is an on paper upgrade, but Riley was doing just fine for you.
But he went back to his team. Maybe he asked for it. I mean, he might have asked.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows? Is that all you got to add?
It's funny, man, because one of the popular guys down here that does another podcast or whatever, he usually doesn't buy Jaguars jerseys. So last year, he bought a Riley Patterson jersey.
No, who is it?
Eric Dunn.
Oh, he bought a Riley Patterson jersey?
Yeah.
Shut up. He really does have a curse, dude. Eric Dunn, please stop buying jerseys. People beg you to please stop buying jerseys.
Trevor Lawrence is next.
Oh, no. I will go to his house and steal it. Anyways, all right.
I mean, burn it, possibly? I will just go to his house and take it from him.
I'm going to take it, yes.
Unwillingly.
He can have it back if he gets traded. That's how that's going to work. But she's not going to, ever. Anyways, moving on. Colts. Megan and Chris.
Well,
we'll let y'all two unpack it because you guys got a Gators quarterback now, and yeah.
Well, he's not in Florida, and he's avoiding eating
faces,
appendages. Yes. So surprisingly enough, Colts OTAs have been like super like tight knit. I'm going to say it's just like the fan base for the first couple of days were just like, why have we seen nothing from anybody? And then they had news start pouring in. I think one of the first things that we heard was about Darius Rush picking off Sam Ehlinger in practice. And then also they had a couple of passes from Anthony Richardson. I mean, they're not reporting a whole lot, but I don't know. Maybe Megan probably knows more than I do. So I'll kick it over to her because I think I got some of my news from her too because she's one of my sources.
That's good to know. Yeah, so I will say this. So you start out with the news of JT being at OTAs, but obviously not participating. Shaq Leonard, same thing for him. Shaq Leonard's timetable is to be determined right now. So we'll see when he comes back, but he's progressing well. Biggest things out of OTAs right now is to take with a grain of salt, but Anthony Richardson is splitting reps with Gardner Minshew with the ones, which is really good to see. But you kind of. Yeah, I mean it's good to see in terms of if you watched him or heard the news out of rookie minicamp, like he had about what you expect out of rookie minicamp, some great throws, but then also some misses or whatever else. And then of course he's getting better. I don't know if you've seen it this past week, but lots of players speaking up about what they've saw out of Richardson. They're super excited. Samson and Bukum, talked about, hey, I feel sorry for other teams because this guy is a talented dude.
I saw Franklin came out and said that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zaire
Yeah.
Franklin has been on a couple different shows this past week, and they've asked him about Anthony Richardson. He's been very complimentary. All around, it's a good thing. But I would say the biggest thing to take out of it is the dude's a learner. So the thing is, again, I've been preaching that he needs reps, and lots of patience. So I'm happy to see all this. But the biggest thing that's really good to see is that he is entrenched in his playbook. He's entrenched in learning and trying to be the best. He's got a bit of a perfectionist streak to him, so you could see himself like talking to himself in terms of like even with balls that were caught. Oh, that could have been a better ball, could have been a more well-placed ball, things like that. So that's good to see in the fact that he's pushing himself. Quarterback coach Cam Turner is
he actually talking to himself?
I mean, not necessarily talking to him, but you know how you like you do something, you're like, dang it.
I know.
Like you kind of see that mental kind of like, oh, that could have been better or whatever from him, which is good. It's good to see.
Now, can I ask you a question too? Because there was like the whole rumor mill, obviously before you signed Anthony Richardson about Gardner Minshew starting. Do you even see that being a possibility at this point? Like, is that a thing?
Yeah, so I've been asked that question a lot, and I've always said yes, that is still a possibility if they feel like Richardson is quote unquote not ready. But I will say this: I've given the caveat that I've got it at plus or minus 6 games. Like I don't think you're going to see Gardner Minshew trot out there for like 12 games, and then all of a sudden you're going to see Richardson for the rest of the season. Like no, he was drafted that high with the intent that like okay, you're going to live with the bumps and the bruises or whatever else. And if Gardner Minshew beats him out, like that's not a big deal because he's still learning. He's still really, fresh.
Gardner knows the offense.
Right, and that's where I was about to go. Gardner knows the offense. So does Sam Ehlinger. He also knows the offense. And they talked about it last week. Cam Turner did is like, Richardson's going to lean on Minshew and Ehlinger for their knowledge and for their,
And they trained together, support. Didn't they? Didn't they have the same quarterbacks coach? Yeah.
Yeah. So I would not be shocked there, but I would think that you're likely going to see him, plus or minus 6 games. I'd probably say it's probably closer to like 3 really, but it all depends on what happens in training camp and if they throw him out there in preseason, what happens.
Same, because I forgot to mention Davis Mills is the announced the starter for the Texans. So all the Texans fans are going upset. But he's a rookie. He needs to know the system. I agree with you with the Texans. I think they get smoked by the Ravens. And
that's one thing that we completely forgot is that you guys picked up someone from the Jaguars too, Matt.
Who's that?
Shaquille Griffin.
Oh yeah,
mentioned that.
Yeah, we did last episode.
I mean,
did we?
Let's be honest. You didn't mention it because why would you?
He's not.
I mean,
he's not gonna make
you're right.
53-man roster,
but
otherwise,
it's depth.
Go ahead.
But I think the biggest thing about like what's going on right now is that they have Anthony Richardson really, really learning, like him and Gardner Minshew both taking like first team reps. But the biggest thing is that he's like they're not throwing him into the fire immediately. Like the thing is, there's no rush to just go and say, well, you know what, we're gonna lose all these guys. We're spending this much. We have to go and just do it right now. I think the biggest thing is the fact that Anthony Richardson was brought in with the fact that he's going to progressively get better and better every single year. And you have somebody who is probably, I wouldn't even say project because I don't like the word project when it comes to it. I think he's somebody that has really, really raw potential at the position to really just go and just run in this offense. And then also, they're not even once he does get acclimated, I don't see them going and just giving him 40, 50 passes a game. I mean, you don't have somebody like Jonathan Taylor in this offense with Anthony Richardson, who can do wonders in the play action RPO game, possibly just going ahead and making sure that you're doing it with the run. So if you're doing this properly, you're not just going and saying that this guy is going to have is going to be passing the ball 60 yards a game like they did in previous years with Frank Reich. Like that's not what this is going to be.
Before the Texans got Ryans, I wanted Richardson only if we hired Shane Steichen as head coach, because Shane Steichen is a quarterback guru and a offensive mastermind. And look what he did with Jalen Hurts. I think him and Anthony Richardson are 2 deadly combinations, and I'm not excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this, that like Richardson landing at the Colts was the best possible situation for him, I believe. Like, I didn't really see his success happening anywhere else, and that's not a slight to anyone in the division, but just in the fact of like you've got Shane.
it is.
You've got Shane
This is
Steichen
fan
there
battle.
who noted. But you've got Shane Steichen there who can help mold as A1 said. Like you've got him, you've seen him do it, 3 separate times. You've seen him do it with Phillip Rivers, Justin Herbert his rookie season. Jalen Hurts had that dramatic jump from the end of 2021 into this season now. Like that's all Shane Steichen, has
and you got
into.
the best offensive quarter name ever in Jim Bob Cooter. Like,
Yeah,
Come
also
on
from
now.
the Jaguars, Mr. Jim
Yes,
Bob.
yes, JBC is there. Yes.
JBC,
yes.
is that y'all are calling him?
I've
Like a
seen
junior
I'm not calling him Jim Bob Cooter.
listen, I've seen so many fans like poke fun at that name. I've just JBC is what he's going to be referred to.
So
from
funny
here on
story
out.
about that is me and Josh Allen, one of the Jaguar commentators, went to training camp last year. And when you go to training camp, they give you like the whole like rundown. And I'm like looking at this thing and I was like, Jim Bob Cooter. Like, what kind of name is that? And like the whole season we just made fun of it. And then of course he gets,
I mean,
sent
that's
to
the
the
South
Colts.
right there. Jim Bob Cooter is definitely a name from the South.
Of course, he had to
Your key,
eventually
baby.
link. He had to link back up with Gardner Minshew. Like those two are meant to be like Jim Bob Cooter and Gardner Flint Minshew the second. Like not even
Gardner
junior.
Flint
Flint Minshew the second.
The second.
Wow.
He's not a junior.
Woo!
He's Gardner Flint Minshew.
They're after training camp. They're popping Gatorade cans and shotgunning them, waving the American flag, like
Oh my
America.
gosh. Yeah, that's definitely full America right there.
That is like Duval AF. But so I have one more question about the quarterbacks, and then you can tell us about everybody else. But how does it feel to have quarterbacks under the age of 25? Finally.
Oh, I'll maybe take this one. So as the rest of the division has seen, the Colts have taken a bevy of quarterbacks since Andrew Luck, retired, finally getting off this quarterback carousel. At this rate, if my quarterback was like, 26, I was probably going to be happy.
Right.
But I will say this. When you're not intentional about the stability of your franchise, this is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Colts had this misguided perception that they were always quote unquote closer than they were, or a quarterback away, or whatever else you want to put, on there.
Man, where's Harees when we need him? Like, this would be a perfect episode for Harees to hear.
Yeah, seriously.
But it wasn't until this past offseason when Chris Ballard finally had to say, okay, like I've been really bullish on these decisions. I've been very dogmatic about them. Like the chickens have come home to roost and it's really bad right now and I've got to fix it. But the problem is you could have fixed it 3 seasons ago. You just chose not to because you were like, this is my roster. I run it the way that I want to.
Do you think Frank Reich was a part of that too, though? Because now that he's gone, I mean, he had to have been, right?
I mean, sorry, Chris, I'm like stealing all the answers from
you.
No.
We hear him all the time. You're good.
But
You're our
I
guest.
would say this: I don't blame Frank Reich for like that sort of like whole scenario, but I do credit Frank Reich with being the catalyst for saying, "Hey, I want Carson Wentz here," because you could have had Matt Stafford, and they didn't even look Matt Stafford's way because Frank was like, "Oh, Carson's my guy. I know him. I can help him out," and it did. For what you gave up to get him, you did not get back the quality product, right? And your owner was furious about him. He was like, absolutely not. He's got to go. Boom. So then, because you didn't have a plan in general, you land Matt Ryan right after Carson Wentz. And
so bad.
Yeah.
It was. Here's the thing, though. I don't blame Matt Ryan either because he's the only, oddly enough, as bad as that Colts season was, all 4 wins came from Matt Ryan, which is insane to think about because those were like that season was horrific. 4-12-1 is terrible, but a lot of it was offensive line. You had lack of playmakers.
Yep.
You had a defense that was actually top 10 for a good portion of the season, but your offense was so putrid that it couldn't stand up. So a lot of that I put on Chris Ballard because while he's a really great talent evaluator, he's not a great roster builder, and that all came unraveling in this season. So now you're back at square one. And you're back to reality, and you have a rookie quarterback.
It seems like you don't like to spend money unless you're a kicker. It's crazy.
My gosh.
Chris Ballard is probably and he blames it all the time on just wanting to spend the money on in-house guys. But I mean, this is also in an offseason where he just let two in-house guys go, and Bobby Okereke. I'm going to call him Okereke.
Okereke. Yeah.
Okereke. listen, tomato. But then also you let Paris Campbell go. I was just like, with Paris Campbell, I understood that because last year in a contract year, he did pretty well, but there was no way possible that you're just going to absolutely negate the past 3 seasons. I wish him all the best in New York, but or wherever that he went to. And then with Bobby, I was just like, that really doesn't make any sense because with EJ, I like EJ, but I don't know that I like EJ as a full-time linebacker.
They were never going to pay Bobby that contract. They were never going to pay him that.
Oh,
that's why they let him walk. Like,
yeah.
The thing is, Zaire was also the X factor in that because you weren't banking on that Zaire would have a career year, right? He would break Shaq Leonard's tackle records as well. So now Zaire's in the mix now, and you're like, okay, somebody's got to be the odd man out. And the reason why EJ stays, special team skills. Chris Ballard values those. So if you got him, he's going to stay. And then another guy, which not necessarily on defense, but on offense, Ashton Doolin also stayed over Paris because of special team skills and a lot cheaper.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, and not only that, but more availability.
Yeah. So, is there anything else to add about OTAs and like just in general, like how you feel? Like, I would love to have you on too, like during training camp because you're so insight. We've had other Colts people on here. You're just.
Don't do that. No, don't do that. Y'all not going. No, you're not going to do that.
I didn't say anything.
No, neither one of you. Okay.
What is going on right now?
We are not doing that. You are not gonna. You're not going to disrespect him like that.
Chris is trying to defend his man crush and Stephen Holder.
I like him. No, what I'm trying to say. That's not. You guys are like assuming what I'm saying.
She didn't even say
All
anything.
I'm saying is I would love to have you as this team develops because we've had other teams on here. Or other people on here for this team, for the Colts, that they like to just like give facts and that's fine. But I like the way that you describe, you know what I mean? Like how it's unfolded, how it's like, because a lot of times you just have straight like reporting people, you know, like they showed up at camp and they ran this many yards and you know, and I'm not saying any particular person has done that, Matt. What I'm saying is.
Oh, he wasn't a bad guest. I liked him as a guest. Sam,
if you like it so much, why don't you marry her? Why don't you?
Sam liked looking at him, so it was. I was
like, what?
Yeah. So
no, but I love the way you unpack it because you can unpack it from like a standpoint of, you know, like the Colts is a very complex problem, right? This isn't just like somebody got hurt and you know you had to fill in holes. The Colts like. From a non-biased standpoint, is a very complex team because there have been a lot of things. Like Andrew Luck, yes, was the kind of what started the, you know, breaking down. So it seems to me like that's what they wanted to try to fix. But that just completely broke the entire team.
Yeah,
just happening.
It was happening before Andrew Luck. Like if you go back and look at it, like they hadn't put enough weapons around him. The offensive line was shaky. They knew Costanza was going to retire before he actually retired. Like there's a lot of like intricacies there that like people don't realize that it wasn't just Andrew Luck that unraveled this team. And the thing is, you can only use that excuse for so long. Like after 2 seasons, I would have been like, okay, where are we at? Where are we going? Because the other thing is Chris Ballard came out and admitted, oh, if there was ever a season I was going to take a quarterback, it was going to be in 2020. Well, you know who came out in 2020? It was Herbert. It was Hurts. It was Tua. Like it was Joe Burrow. It was quarterbacks like that. And
he traded out, didn't he? He traded out
his first round for DeForest Buckner, which I get. Like Buckner is phenomenal, and I'm a big Buck fan. But there's no way I would do that in terms of skipping over a franchise quarterback potentially. And you can't sit on your hands. You can't be afraid. That's why he gets paid to be the GM. Like you get paid to make these big decisions. And I get it. I'm saying this really easily because I'm not sitting in that chair. But what I am saying is like at that moment, like that's really enticing. But my team doesn't have a franchise quarterback. They don't have stability. And you've heard players talk about it. I mean, Mo Alley Cox said he's played with 6 different quarterbacks in the last, 3-4 years. Like he's had no stability. So when your players start coming out to say things like that, you can tell they're exhausted. They are utterly exhausted and they're ready to stop. So yeah, you got to own that. You got to pick somebody.
Yeah. So I appreciate you, kind of bringing everybody into perspective, because it's easy to say like, oh, these are the stats, this is how the people are doing, but like to bring in that perspective of like, okay, how did we get here, especially with such a complex dynamic. It's, I love to hear it. But so I'd love to have you back on during training camp. That being said, I would love to have you back. But do you have any other insight from OTAs besides court? We've like touched over Anthony Richardson and Gardner Minshew pretty much the whole time, but
no, I mean, not necessarily.
It's a weird time of year. So
yeah, so it's the beginning parts of OTAs. I would say a guy to keep eyes on is Josh Downs. There was really good reports coming out of the rookie mini camp there. Super big catch radius for such a quote unquote a smaller guy, a wide receiver. Developing some early rapport with Anthony Richardson. Yeah, I'd keep an eye out for him as we go through OTAs and training camp and into preseason.
Yeah, I know there was word that it's just like that he had a little bit of a knee issue on, I think it was Friday.
Yeah,
but they said that it didn't look like it was serious. So,
no.
Well, Meghan, we thank you for coming on. We really appreciate your insight. I really do. So tell us about you, where to find you. Your website, all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, thank you for having me on. This has been fun. I got quite the wild ride here as a guest, which is great.
Oh man, this is only the tip of it. This is off season, so
I love it. I'm here for it. But yeah, you can find me on coltswire.usatoday.com. So I'm a contributing writer for them. You'll find content from me and all of our staff. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. It's at the Meghan Hall. You can also find Hall About Sports, which is my brand. And that is basically me ranting from my own platform, and it's all, organized chaos, so to speak. So it's not just football, but it's essentially like anything I'm passionate about. So that could be hockey, could be tennis, it could be whatever sport I'm feeling at the moment, but try to create some really good stories about athletes and bringing in perspective there. But it's hallaboutsports.com. You can find Hall About Sports on Twitter. It's Hall ABT Sports on Twitter. On the tick of the talk, as the kids say, it is Hall About Sports Pod, POD. And yeah, I think that's probably it. I think I got everything.
Well, I'm glad that you have organized chaos on your stuff, because we definitely don't over here. Season 5 still not organized, but we're working on it, right, guys? No, we're not.
No.
Okay,
speak for yourself.
Chris Jackson, where do we find you?
At CJ Colts fan, also at Horseshoe Mob Podcast. We'll actually be live on this upcoming Tuesday with James Boyd from The Athletic. So tune in.
James.
9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and so check us out.
Matt Briggs.
You can find me at A1 Day 1 Texans, and on Wednesday nights at 8 Central, you can find me on the Texan Fan Battle, where we'll have NFL insider Aaron Wilson on the show. So make sure you check it out.
Maximus.
Yeah, you can find me Maximus_Titan_fan everywhere except Twitter. Just take out the underscores. And you can also find me normally on Monday nights, 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern for the Titans fan battle. But this week we're doing it on Tuesday because of Memorial Day.
All right. Cody?
So Cody Cold Gaming at everywhere, and then Jack's Fan Battle, and that's Twitter mostly, where we make videos and post funny things, and we do a show every once in a while. We try to. It's on Tuesdays at 8, but I guess we're going to be running into a little schedule conflict there, so we'll try to figure something out. If it's not Tuesdays, then it's going to be on Thursdays. Matthew Briggs is in Legoland right now with his family, so shout out to that. He takes grief. Sorry,
this is Legoland.
That's a very
poor-ass Legoland.
That's a very homely suite for Legoland. Would you like the "I'm sick of my family" suite?
I got the Kansas City suite.
Yeah,
I need my money back quick.
Yeah, it's not that great apparently.
Yeah, but Jaguars fan battle content will be what night? Starting soon. I believe it's Tuesday. Which night is it?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Briggs?
All of them.
It's Tuesday all of the nights. It's on Tuesday nights. So that we'll have that. We'll have that. That's a developing podcast. We would love other people to come join us because we need some help with that podcast.
Hey, if you're on there, I'll come on.
And you can find me. Oh, no, you are not allowed to come. No, put my foot down. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sammi Football with an I. Of course, check out our website that we just launched. It's fanbattlesports.com. We're always looking for people to contribute to that. You don't even have to be a good writer. I mean, look at this podcast. It's awful, but here we are 5 seasons later.
Man,
Still doing it.
I'm amazing.
I was about to say, you better watch it.
Have you seen these guys' shows? Terrible.
Anyone-
Who would watch
Man,
that?
Listen, we're gonna have James Boyd on. Okay, you can't see me.
Okay, John Cena.
Right.
But then you can also find Fan Battle Sports on Twitter and, of course, our show AFCSFB, where you will find everyday content from all the sports, as well as us harassing Pat McAfee because he slid into our DMs once and hasn't responded since. So we thank you guys for tuning in. And
500
people-
days.
Wait, Sam,
500
wait.
days.
Oh no!
Wait, Sam, Megan, before we leave, we just have to make sure. Well, for one, we're gonna need you to come on Horseshoe Mob because we definitely would love to have you on there.
Let's do it.
So yes, fantastic. All right, we'll talk on Twitter, and then on top of that, Sam loves Jalen Ramsey. Everybody.
Oh my god.